You mentioned the Rockefeller Trust. Shine a light on that one for me.
Yeah, so the Rockefeller Trust is one of the most famous examples of estate planning using a trust. It is what's called a dynasty trust, so it's meant to stay in place for generations, essentially in perpetuity. The idea is that it is a place where all of the family's money goes. It's managed by a separate third party to keep things impartial, and it's used like a family bank. So the Rockefellers are not going out and going to institutions to get their lending. They're lending to themselves through their family trust, through that Rockefeller trust. And then they're paying themselves back with interest. And one of the key things in it that I think is really interesting from a retirement planning perspective, they use a lot of life insurance.
Really?
So they're insuring pretty much everyone in the family. And the trust is actually the recipient of that life insurance when someone passes away. So the trust is consistently being refilled with new tax-free assets to continue making the bank work.
I got to think that that's a 1% of the 1% type of opportunity, no?
So a Rockefeller trust probably is, right? But trust planning in general is not. I think trust planning is useful. Again, you want to protect and direct, but you want to do it privately. Trust is the way to do that. It's going to avoid probate. If you want to protect your heirs from either outside forces or themselves, a spendthrift child or grandchild that's going to inherit some money, even small amounts of money, you may want to protect them inside of a trust. If you have children, I have young children, trust is really helpful to make sure that if something happened to my husband and I, they're completely taken care of, and it doesn't have to go through the courts or the probate process to have them be taken care of.